So the first instrument we're going to start with is the guitar. This is one of my personal favorite instruments, though I am definitely not a pro at this yet, but I have come a really far way since I started. I will also link a bunch of stuff below, and you can read. I'll have some notes in the description, anything I miss, as well as some apps you can download for tuners and whatnot. The first thing that you're going to want to do with your guitar is make sure it's in tune. Now granted, when you first start out, you're just going to want to learn some of the simple chords. Don't try to jump into any bar chords, leave those for later. You're going to need to build up the calluses on your fingers before you can even move to trying to do barred chords. So some of the easier chords are A minor, C, G, D, E, regular A, a harder one F, and then maybe D minor. Now those last two are a bit trickier. I wouldn't particularly start with a song that has F in it. It's one of the easier chords to do that are on the trickier side, if that makes any sense, but it is kind of hard because you are holding down two strings with one finger. Once you've learned some of these chords, a good thing to do is that switching between the chords is going to be one of your hardest struggles at first. The best thing to do is find two chords that are close together or that you don't have to move a lot to transition between, and practice going back and forth between those two chords. Not only will this help you with your transitioning, but it'll also help you to build up calluses on your hands, which will make it less painful to play and easier to switch. So a good example of this is A minor and C. All you have to do is move this finger. So it's right here, and then you move just that finger up for C. It's these three. You could also transition between maybe D and G. You do have to move all your fingers, but it's not too bad of a transition. I remember though that G was a particularly hard chord when I started because it's just kind of a weird stretch, but once you get it, it's actually one of the easier of the chords. You could also go between maybe, I don't know, maybe E minor and A. Those are two pretty easy ones, and they're very close together. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you are going to want to practice strumming patterns. I personally am not very good at this, but I have found one strumming pattern that tends to work for most of them, and then the other ones I just kind of fiddle, because once you get the hang of a singular strumming pattern, you start to kind of figure out how to switch it up on your own. But definitely there are some great videos on YouTube. I'll link some down below, as well as some other resources that you can check out that will help you with other strumming patterns. The one that I typically use though is down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. And that's what I usually do, is the down, down, up, down, up. And that works for most songs for me. There are some songs where there's little pauses and things that you want to incorporate, but again, start out simple, start working on the more complex stuff once you feel comfortable and you want to move on. Just to make sure that you feel like you're getting some progress, which is really important when you're first learning, because it is frustrating to learn an instrument, and the one thing we all want to do is be able to play right then and there, which unfortunately isn't always the case. But when you are starting out with your first song, maybe just do single strums, just so you can actually get somewhere. So once you've gotten pretty comfortable with transitioning and, learning a few chords, you could try to play a song. When you learn your first song, make sure you choose an easy one, preferably with 3 chords, maybe with 4. But try to stick to 3. If you can even find one with 2, that's even better. My favorite website for looking up guitar songs is ultimateguitar.com. It is amazing. If you want to play a song, you can do stuff on that. And it also has a bunch of cool stuff. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is getting a capo. I absolutely love my capo. It makes my life so much easier. A lot of the songs on Ultimate Guitar use a capo. The best way to explain how you use a capo is moving this part of your guitar up a key, if that makes any sense. Hopefully I said that right. But basically, if you want to play a song with your easy chords, but for some reason the song that you've picked has chords like this, or something weird, I don't know if that was a chord actually, but something hard that's got bar chords, and you're like, I don't know how to do this, you can usually move the key up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you want it to play it up here, you can play it right here and it'll still be in the same key. I don't know if that's the best way to explain it, but just follow what it tells you. If you don't have your own capo, you can also make one using a pencil and some rubber bands. You're going to place your pencil on top of wherever you would want your capo to sit, and you're going to grab a rubber band and slip it under and back over through the pencil. So you go on the back of the pencil, under the guitar, and over the front of the pencil. You're going to do it as many times as you need to. It's going to take a few, but as soon as your pencil feels sturdy, that's when you know it's good. There you go. So on Ultimate Guitar, it will usually say at the top, it'll say capo on 3, capo on 8. You count the lines, and then it'll tell you which chords to play and how to do it. It has the chord grids. You can even rest your cursor over it for a small minute, and it'll play the noise for you so you can hear what it's supposed to sound like. And it's really awesome. I really enjoy using Ultimate Guitar. This is not sponsored, I just really love their site. On your computer, you can also transpose songs, which if you bring the transpose down, like if it has bar chords and you don't know how to do that, and you hit transpose down, what that means is that it's gonna bring it so that your capo is moving down one line each time you transpose down. So if you find a song that has bar chords in it, but you want to make it easier, and you can see if you transpose it down if it'll switch to like A minor, C, G, which would be much easier chords for you to play. Print out a chord sheet, make sure your guitar is in tune, practice switching back and forth between 2 chords to build up calluses and work on your transitioning. After that, you could maybe work on strumming patterns. After that, you could find a simple song. A lot of people like to do Riptide, and you know, you could start working on an easy pop song. Lady, running down to the Riptide, taking away to the dark side, I wanna be your left-hand man. And then once you've got that down, I mean, you're rocking and rolling. Just keep working on different songs and see where it takes you. Some of them will be really easy, some of them will be really difficult. And if ever you're working on a song, until you've built up transitioning really easily, you can always do down strums. Never be ashamed of the fact that you can't do some ridiculous, crazy... Wait, what's the thing? Wait. It's something weird. I can't even do it. There's this weird, like, hitting it and all kinds of craziness. Don't be afraid to simplify it. Play it however you can at your pace. So you could be like, lady, running down to the Riptide, taken away to the dark side, I wanna be your left-hand man. Alright, have a great day and good luck in all your music endeavors. Bye!